Y'all here? I don't see nobody. Let me do you my rendition. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. You've been so good. You've been so good. Kim Burrell. Hi, people. How y'all? Hi, Sharon Morrison. Y'all hear that good singing? This is the song that Kim Burrell is singing. I assume it's on yesterday. Karma Cartel. Yeah, you want to sing, girl? She just like that damn what's the one over here? I forget. I always tell them you stop singing. All right, so here's the story. I'll get back to y'all in a minute. Kim Burrell has found herself back in the news again. Now they say viral. I can't find but a couple of videos of this so far today. It's on a Wednesday. But Kim Burrell was in a church, and now we have to say it appeared to be a very small church. The stage was only maybe 4 inches from the floor. It appeared to be a small church. So you have to question yourself, Kim Burrell, why you have to perform in these little tiny churches, right? You want to go into them people's house, correct? And they're you singing, and apparently a woman in the congregation is singing the song along with you. And so in the middle of your singing, you have to address this woman to tell her, shut the hell up. Those are my words and not hers. But essentially she's saying, okay, I don't want you to sing. Lady in the mask, I don't want you to sing. But just so we're clear, and since this is a relatively fresh story, I want y'all to hear it out of the horse's mouth. Oh, that's no offense. I shouldn't be calling her a horse. She's a horse no more. Let's hear.
Thank you, Lord. I'm thinking that I'm singing a solo, and you always got that one that has to join you. And I heard her, y'all, and she was singing, and I was just going for it. Thank, ma'am. So I'm sitting there singing, and I keep hearing her. And then the man in front of her said that she's trying to tell you, ma'am. So this was somebody who was disconnected in the service, but it was cool. But if you go further into the video, lift your hands when I say thank you. It's a solo. God's using me. Don't sing with me right now. Lord, I'm singing alone now. You, ma'am, with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I'm singing alone. Lord, I'll be back. No, I'll call on you when I'm ready. I'm in the middle of ministry, and you know how you close out a sermon. And I'm singing, thank you, Lord. I'm thinking that I'm singing a solo, and you always got that one that has to join you. And I heard her, y'all, and she was singing, and I was just going for it. Thank, ma'am. So I'm sitting there singing, and I keep hearing her. And then the man in front of her said that she's trying to tell you, ma'am. So this was somebody who was disconnected in the service, but it was cool. But if you go further into the video.
Shout out, Kim Burrell. Okay. You are monitoring the way people praise. Sometimes you sing in church. She's been in church apparently her whole life, right? Or whenever she left singing, honey. She knows how church is, right? You might be singing, thank you, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And you can't stop the music and respond to every person in the audience, child, because they're singing along, because they're giving praise, or basically because they're agreeing. You may say God is good, and somebody might throw a wig off, girl. That's church. That's what church is. And you should know this since you've been around it your whole damn life, right? But you want a complete silence. She wants complete silence while she's saying, no, girl, you're in the wrong place, honey. You are in a looks like a neighborhood church there, honey. And if the spirit hit people and they want to. I sing in church. I'm got to tell you, honey. I don't give a damn who is up on the stage. If they're singing a song that I know and I agree with, I appreciate, I'm singing along. Now, usually the people in the audience are not singing loud enough you can actually hear them. I mean, you're the one on the stage with a microphone. This is just somebody behind a mask singing in the audience. But Kim Burrell, because of who you are, you can shut up. Because of who you are, you must always speak your piece, and it's all because of who you are. You are a. I'll stop it there. How you doing, Nikki B? Apparently, we talking about people like you always want to silence people. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you have to just accept that, honey. If people want to, you in the middle of your ballot and people want to take off running down the hall, running down the aisle and distracting your audience, you can't stop singing and say, stop that running. I don't want you to run. I'm doing a solo. I'm doing a solo. Girl, we don't give a damn if you're doing a solo or not, nigga. If this is my moment. When that fire hits you down deep on the inside, honey, I'm going to sing. I'm going to shout. Kind of control people shouting and singing and carrying on, child. So anyway, I thought this was interesting, caught my interest. The only clips of it are a couple of 2-minute things, but this is not the first time. So then Kim Burrell has to come on and explain herself once again. Now, when I went to look at this clip, I saw it links you to all the other Kim Burrell. I put in there Kim Burrell going off or some shit like that. And they pull up the all of the videos with Tamara Hall and all of the controversies she's been in. And girl, it was pages of them. You're always in trouble, Kim Burrell. Why couldn't you let that woman sing behind her mask if she wanted to sing behind her mask, honey? You couldn't have been that loud. You have the microphone, girl. She's out. We're out in the audience somewhere. But that throws you off. Why do you have the musicians playing so low that you can be heard, Miss Kim Burrell? And why are you doing these little 100 people audiences, girl? Right? So the church is a place for people to feel their spirit and to I don't know, maybe they have a lot of trouble in their life. You don't know what people are going through, honey. Right? And they come to church and they want to be free in church, free to worship. Correct? However they do it, honey. A song is 3 minutes. The average song, 2 to 3 minutes, girl. Of course, you're going to go into that. God is good. All that old rebel babble, right? That's going to stretch the song out for 4 minutes, girl. So you want people to sit there in silence and look at you. That's not what church is. I'm sorry. I have had to carry people out in the middle of popular singers who are visiting our church, girl. They come out, they say, glory. Now, does the singer stop? Stop all that hollering about glory. I'm singing up here. This is solo. Put your mask back on. Shut the hell up. This is the attitude, Kim Burrell. You've always found yourself in front of these people, this bullshit, girl, because you would express it's hard to contain what you are, Kim Burrell. You know you're a catty, evil woman. We all know that. We've had multiple experiences. You said in this little thing of yours, this little talk of yours, or this makeup tour, that you are a pastor and a prophet, and you prophesize. Girl, you say all this in your mind, and yet you cannot let that woman sing her praise unto God in her church. You were visiting, honey. The woman probably lives there. I mean, that's her home church, child. How you gonna bring your I can't say bed. How you gonna bring your ass up in there, girl, and tell them how they conduct themselves in church? When we all know that's the way they conduct themselves all over church. Most singers want to engage the congregation, girl. You can't hear them. If they're on stage, they all got microphones. The choir got microphones. You got a microphone, girl. The people in the audience, you can't hear no one single person, girl. And then when you're in the church, you're dealing with the people, the needy people. Some of those people might live in a tent outside the building, honey. And this is the only time they're inside, right? You don't know what the hell the situation is. The woman might have been drunk. Do you know? Do you have a readout of her mental health? Hell, maybe she hollers, sings everywhere she goes, girl. right? That is not your job, Miss Kim Burrell. If you thought this woman was so obstructive of your singing with the microphone on the stage, girl, if she was such a bother, then the ushers should have came over there and gently told her, not to embarrass the woman, just say, the ushers, not the singer. And you're supposed to be a professional, girl. That ain't professional. I can't imagine any singer. I mean, all these guys that go out on tours and all this kind of stuff. Do you think they're paying attention to that little bug over there is singing along, or that one over there? I heard her talking over there. And no, the show must go on, honey. You just sing. If your voice has gotten weak, say it. Kim has never been to a black church. Where's she been from? We scream, shout, dance, fall out on the floor. The music doesn't stop. Does not affect a singer in a church. It does not affect them at all, girl. With a lot of people are thinking, girl, if she's supposed to be this big star in the gospel music industry, why is she singing in a congregation look like it's got less than 100 people in it? I mean, it's just a small little place. Is this the only place you can find you can sing, Kim Burrell? Right? It's not just church. Is not just about it's not a concert. It's not a concert for you. It's church. Deal with it silently. We appreciate your silence. Between Kim and Anita Baker. Oh, yeah. Anita telling you silence too. She wants quiet, honey. Don't say a goddamn thing. You come up here and look at me. I know I came here to worship God in any way I can, honey. I'm getting in the spirit. You are there to bring up the spirit. So you don't want the spirit brought up? Keep that spirit down and shut the hell up till I get finished. Hey, how y'all doing today? Karma Cartel. Did you Griffin? Hi, Sharon Morrison. April, Lady Seth. Y'all keep y'all names simple so your uncle can read them, honey. I could tell if I knew you would speak on it. Well, y'all know how I feel about Miss Kim Burrell. I feel about all of her various assaults on my community. That's why I always start to hate her. When you make people hate you, what do you expect? There's going to be a whole lot of people reporting on this bullshit child, Kim Burrell. They like whipping on you, Miss Kim Burrell, because you're an evil woman. You are, girl. You telling that you over there with the mask on. Let the mask use you. Let the mask. This is in the middle of supposed to be the music you're singing. You've lost interest in the song, and now you're just interested in keeping that woman shut up so she can be quiet. Could it be maybe your hearing's going, Kim Burrell? But if you're hearing her voice, that single voice which we heard in the audience, you could barely hear the woman, right? We heard it in the audience, girl. It didn't disrupt us. You're supposed to be bringing up the spirit, honey.
Then I'm singing a solo, and you always got that one that has to join you. And I heard her, y'all, and she was singing, and I was just going for it. Thank, ma'am. So I'm sitting there singing, and I keep hearing her. And then the man in front of her said, she's trying to tell you, ma'am. So this was somebody who was disconnected in the service, but it was cool. But if you go further into the video,
How you know that woman not a paranoid schizophrenic, honey? You don't know anything. Will you throw her out the church? All are not welcome. Well, we know how you feel about anybody who's welcome in the church, Kim Burrell. You monster. That personality, she can't contain it, honey. She done been up there calling people all kind of names. She done talked under people's clothes. She done did everything on that behind that microphone, honey. They need to say, baby, we need you to go sing your song, cut it, and then leave. We'll escort you off the stage. That's it. We don't need to hear any of your commentary. They were never expecting that she would do her commentary in the middle of the damn song. There's got to be a way I can get this voice in there. I want them to hear me. Y'all shut up. Y'all stupid. Y'all shut up. Stop her. Get her out of here. A damn shame, honey. How y'all doing today? Let everybody take your song from you, honey. If the woman want to sing, let her sing. Did they pay you? They had to take I imagine in a church that small, they would have to take some kind of an offering because they can't pay nobody to come there, right? They got to take some kind of offering, girl. Is this going to affect your bottom line because you went on stage for 3 minutes, girl? Whatever. You missed the dreadful singing? I love the dreadful singing, honey. I could sing all night, honey, because God's been good. No, it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Wow. Nikki, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Monitoring someone's praise. That's terrible. That's terrible. Sit down like damn dancing. Hey, get him over there. Sit there and listen to me. God is good. If you'll get your ass up out of here. We know you're in financial strain since you showed your ass and you had helicopters riding all over your house, girl. Did that church fail? Did you close the doors, Kim Burrell? Right? By all your hateful ass rhetoric. You thought that you calling yourself a pastor meant you can go up there and spew all your hatred all over people. And the internet said no, honey. They said no, girl. And then people, you try to get on, what's that woman? What's the little blonde-haired gay girl? I forget. My brain ain't working yet. How do I forget things like that? Anyway, you try to get on the woman's show. She canceled the damn show. You had all the celebrities have to come out and speak against you in your vile, nasty mouth. You come on and doing apology tours, girl. Ain't you tired, May? Ain't you tired of saying I'm sorry? Sorry. She had to explain how the woman couldn't sing on cue. I'm doing a solo. I ain't never been to no church like that. I don't think I'd stay. Everybody totally silent, looking up at your ass. And for you to demand it, girl, you can talk about that with your girlfriends after you leave the stage. You can say, oh, that woman was getting on my nerves. You can do all that out of, that's why they call it a hot mic. So you supposed to do it out of the air of a microphone, girl. I'm very. All right, so sister number one show. Just for you, Nikki, the singing, honey. He brings it on. He brings it out of me. Whatever it is, it won't let me hold my peace. Ooh, what is this? It makes me, whatever, I forget the song. Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Yeah. It could have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes. Oh, I could have been alone without one friend or just another number with a tragic end. But you didn't see to let none of these things be. And every day by your power, I know all the words because I sing along, Nikki B. I sings along in church. I ain't gonna let y'all knock it out of me, honey. Treat me like Sophia. She been lost her mind, child. She called herself a preacher for a while. I don't think anybody was going to her church initially, but then after she did that thing about the snakes and I forget what the scandal was. She started going off on the gays from the church, child, and the internet went wild. They had helicopters flying over her house, girl. Then they watching her every move. So then the next time she came on stage, she was and broke that heel. They all gonna laugh at you. I can't stand you, girl. She went on that's that lady's name, Tamara Hall. She went on Tamara Hall's channel trying to insult. I don't know why I even attempt to try to remember all the names and stuff. Try to insult Yolanda Adams. Yolanda Adams and Tamara Hall are friends. She going and talking about, oh, I don't see why she didn't come up and speak for me. I expected it from her. And then Tamara Hall cut her off, honey. No, you know we're friends, right? And then cut her off on that hateful ass rhetoric, girl. How long you been in church? Shouldn't somebody rubbed off by now, honey? Where is the holiness? Holiness is what we long for. Ooh, righteousness. Righteousness. We want to see it, Kim Burrell. So you are a bad witness, girl. You're a bad witness because you're claiming to be so holy and you hear voices and you speak in tongues. You speak in tongues and all this kind of stuff, girl. But then when they see your nasty personality, they say, well, damn, isn't she fixed yet? How long she been here? She just come to get our money and she's just coming here to sing. She couldn't make it in the rock and roll world. At that point, she was too big and ugly. And she couldn't make it with Whitney Houston and them. She couldn't cross over. So she brought her ass back to the church, honey. And then she wants to be a superstar in the church. She's a superstar in the church and she's singing to small congregations with less than 100 members. She's just a rude woman. I guess you can't get it out of her, honey. Yeah, God does. I'm not questioning the woman's faith or whatever. You know, we all got some degree of faith. I think most Black people have some degree, some understanding of God. But everything don't leave. You still got to deal with your issues, honey. He'll help you. He'll show step in there to help you. But you still got to deal with that personality, that rotten. I told Ray in New York City. Mm-hmm. What's going on, Torrey? You hear your girl up there? That's from the church sector. She done went viral, girl, with a 2-minute video. Kim Burrell, you still haven't figured out that people have cell phones, girl, right? You all your bad behavior, you think nobody's ever going to see, nobody's ever going to know. Anybody in the congregation, even little 8-year-olds got cell phones these days, girl. All they got to do is pull out their phone. There she is. So she got her ass back up. She's doing her apology tour now. She's not actually apologizing. She's explaining how that woman was singing. I'm singing. I'm the one that's the diva. How many places are you being invited to preach, Kim Burrell? Mm-hmm. So you got this good word about these demons and things, girl. Let me see. I'm skipping over people. Okay. What is wrong with Kim Burrell? Is she really losing her mind? She done lost it, child. She knows she's wrong. That's why she always coming and apologizing. You're going to have to deal with all kinds of stuff in the church if people are in there and they get in the spirit. You don't know how they're going to break out, honey, whether they're going to be singing or not. I always sing along with, if I know the song, I'm singing along with it in church. And ain't nobody in there going to be able to stop me, period. Right? This is the moment that I need to give my brand of worship. For my brand of worship is singing unto the Lord, honey. They do better with just singing. Because when you're singing, all you're doing is praising and worshiping the God that made you. When you get up there with all that talking, that's when all your personality gets to get their 15 minutes, honey. She wants to talk and nobody wants to hear her. Oh, snappy person. Now she thinks she's really something, girl. Kim Burrell, you need to start praying for a different thing, honey. It's a new day. God, please. Give me control over my mouth. I've tried to correct the illness in my brain, in my body. But now, Lord, I just need control over my mouth. Here I go again. Oh, here I go again. I thought all that was over now. Anyway. They ain't supposed to in there. Soul Sister #1 show. That lady is not godly nowhere. She's not a godly woman. She sure ain't, child. I couldn't believe it, child. Go silence one damn woman in the back of the church with a mask on. She wants to silence her. So if she wants her to be silent, you know all the ones in the front gotta be silent. Everybody just sit there and looking at her. Girl, please. You ain't all that to us, honey. You're just the queen of the rift. Oh, glory. What did you say? Oh, I said glory. People could, I mean, your ego can take over anything, child. It is certainly taken over her in the pulpit. She's only there to say, I say she has a decent singing voice. I don't think there's anything spectacular about it, child. She relies on runs. Probably she can't even remember the words to the song. Why is it only the black people speaking in tongues? I don't know. It's hard to communicate when they're speaking in tongues, baby. But if that's their worship, honey, and that's their praising to their God, I'm not going to interfere with that. You want to speak in tongues, you want to turn flips, whatever the hell you want to do. My thing was clapping. I used to, all that old stuff, child. That was wonderful. These were glorious days, baby. I wish I could go back, but God say no. Okay, that's enough of that. But when I was a baby Christian, didn't nobody stop it. I couldn't stop it. I was going there and saying, listen, I'm going to sit in my chair and behave and be silent today. That spirit hit me, honey. I realized what has occurred in my life. Mr. Eden? Who's Mr. Eden? Y'all, they say God is coming in a Honda, honey. I said, why y'all speaking the same tongue? Aren't these supposed to be different languages that people have never heard of and they can understand the languages? I always say, hey, when you're going to speak in tongue, girl, give me an interpreter of tongue. And I want to know what you're talking about or why you're talking. But that's just me. You have different traditions, people. Some churches, they do that. Some other churches, they think that's crazy, right? Some churches dance. Some churches don't. They never moved. Catholic Church, they get, that's it. And they're happy how they can do it in 30 minutes. It's not my position to be criticizing anybody for the way they worship. And I don't think any singer needs to be coming to visit and telling us to shut up. People get resentful, honey. Exiting God out. Not for the cancel culture, but for her, I'm 10 toes down. For her for 10 toes down? Who are you 10 toes down for? God before everything? Not for the cancel culture, but for all. So you are agreeing with the cancel culture. Go ahead. Get her out of here. That hooping and hollering. And we don't like runs. Oh, you gonna tell me about my runs? That's unto God. I'm in the spirit. I'm in the spirit. Okay, take your spirit and go. And no, there will be no honorarium today. Miss Fang, there will be no honorarium tonight. I try not to go in on some kind of churches. Child, they got churches. They have people worship with snakes. And I don't remember what states those are. Country people, but they wrap serpents because the Bible says something about you would speak to serpents or some shit like that. And they actually put real snakes around, the poisonous snakes, and people have been bitten and died, honey. That's their brand of worship. That's what it is, honey. It is what it is. There's only one God. Now, you want to call him Jehovah, you want to call him Jehovah Jireh, or whatever you want to call him, it's only one God. If you love him, I love you for it. She has a serpent spirit. No, she says the homosexuals are the serpents, honey. Apparently, she don't watch her news. If you would watch the local news, ho, you would know what the spirit of evil is, honey. Right? Do you go off on the school shooters or the murders you see every night? The robberies, the little old lady's been knocked in the head and pushed in the street and dying, girl. You seem to be focusing on one particular kind. And is it true, Kim Burrell, that you were actually rejected by a man who later announced that he was a homosexual? Or are these your resentments going all the way back to when you was a young woman, right? And it was hard to get a man back in them days, and you know why. And you found out the man you had been bumping and humping with was a homosexual? Is that true? You know, you every time you come on and go viral, girl, you're gonna start up the speculation again. Mm-hmm. Does she have repressed sexuality issue? If she can find somebody who wants it, she's an old woman now. Well, Kim Burrell's big thing was her size. We all know we as a people struggle with size. Quiet as kept, I struggle with being big, but I've just surrendered now. Anyway, that was her big thing. She thought she'd be gorgeous if she just lost the weight. Unfortunately, she waited so long to take the weight off that when she took the weight off, she was now an old woman. You know, you got them big old glasses on, Kim Burrell. You think you're tricking somebody, girl. We've seen that face. So it wasn't all about the weight, girl. You waited too late. Now, I don't know if she got a man finally or not. Maybe she's just a lonely woman. But some people are just catty queens. It's just like Jay Wilson over there talking about how he's a changed man now. Change. Oh, change has come over him. He changed his life, and now he's a newscaster. He threw away all of his sin. Jay Wilson, you ever talk about, y'all to get tired of talking about people. I don't do all that talking about people. I want to talk to the real stuff. I want to change the world. Jay Wilson, repeating what you heard on World News tonight is not changing the world. It ain't changing shit, girl. All it's doing is driving those numbers into the toilet, right? And we all know that you need the money, Miss Thing, because you've traded in your four streams of income for one. And you're just trying to hold on to your job, to your life, your lifeline, right? So the people, I'm sure that most of them, they want to see you make those mortgage payments, girl, but they say, well, damn, if he can't do it with 5 and 6 sources of income, how's he going to do it with one? Right? Jay Wilson, whatever your job is, he was so happy. They said, oh, Jason tried to get this one too. He called my supervisor. Right? Terrorized the boy, right? And we're not saying that is right to do that to a person. But if anybody ever deserved a harsh treatment concerning employment, Jay Wilson, it is you. You should have shut your goddamn mouth, right? You come over here messing with people about their incomes, about their lack, what they're lacking. They live in a little apartment. You in an apartment. You gonna be in an apartment, bitch. I don't know why you think that old people, and you are a senior citizen at this point already, girl, right? You're walking, running backwards and forwards, trying to keep a house you don't need and you can't afford, right? But at some point, you're going to have to leave up out of there, girl. Who in the hell going to be an old ass bitch? You ain't got but 10 years till you're goddamn decrepit. Try to keep a house and you ain't got no steady income, girl. You can't maintain. I mean, most people, they go on their job in their 20s and 30s, girl. And by the time they're in their 40s and 50s, they are the boss. They're the supervisor. They own their own business. They own apartment buildings. They've done something. They've accomplished something, girl, where it's a little easier, honey. They're paying off their mortgage. As they're paying off their mortgage, you're going into a mortgage at damn near 50 years old. No kids, no family, no nothing. You ought to give a formal apology to the beef sector. You ought to say, guys, listen, I've been wrong. He said it essentially yesterday. I was just here for the money. I didn't care. I never cared about y'all. I never tried to make no friends. He said it's out of his mouth. That's how dumb he is. I never tried to make no friends. I just came for the money. I just got to get the money. But at some point, it's just too much. All that talking about people. Bitch, were you talking about people 3 weeks ago, girl? And 2 days literally ran you off of here? And you're not really off of here because you can't keep away. How do you know what's going on over here, girl? You know it because you're still looking. You can't help you like Kim Burrell. Y'all the same kind of people, girl. You can't help yourself. You're a mess. Messy queens. How she talk too much? I'm going to college. I'm thinking about downsizing myself. She talk too much. I am 38 and my son is going to college and I'm thinking about downsizing myself. Woo! Ain't nobody trying to carry all that child for nothing. Nobody lives there. It's just a bunch of empty ass rooms, girl. She ain't never had no relationship with nobody. Do y'all know the truth behind this this love affair? Somebody said that Mark is gone now. Is Mark gone? And he got a new one. He said, I can't tell you who he is. I learned from my mistakes. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing about my personal relationship. You didn't tell him about your personal jobs either, did you, nigga? Did you tell him that? Did you tell him about all the lies and deceit, girl, that you got caught in? Right? But yeah, people downsize, honey. My sister, she has a beautiful house. I mean, it's gorgeous, honey. And she raised her 2 kids in there. But now that the kids are they got college, hell, they got kids now. So what she needs a house for? She downsized. Something nice, but small. Something I can live in. He ain't never had no family. That's what happens when you raise up in them trailer homes, honey. It's hard on a player, honey. Hard on a pimp out here. He gonna try to change. I'm changing my kind. I'm changing. I'm doing this. You ain't doing shit, Jay Wilson. You got a whole goddamn country talking about Donald Trump, girl. You ain't adding nothing to the story. You're just repeating what you heard on World News Tonight, Miss Thing. It ain't shit. The only reason you even put success, what's success? You got maybe $100. He probably very rarely got over $1,000 on YouTube if he got that much. More likely about $500. Although she been saying that she getting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, girl. It's all been a lie, Miss Thing. Because if you were getting all them thousands from YouTube, you could have just left all the damn jobs. You come all kiss your ass and just pay your mortgage with your $3,000 you get from here. But there was no 3,000, girl. And now it looks like he's only getting like 400 or 500 people watching that shit. Because they ain't got nothing. And they're just hanging on. Those are the people from the beef sector that are still hanging on because they were watching him. But they will slowly drift away because it is so incredibly, extraordinarily boring. You're a boring person, Jay Wilson. You're only a catty queen, girl. You're just a clown. Isn't it rich? Weren't we a pair? You on the ground, me in midair. And we're just clowns. They want to see clowns. Don't worry. He's here. Girl. It's just a shit and a giggle, Miss Thing. You ain't got no high intelligence. You can't analyze shit. You couldn't analyze a turd in the toilet, Miss Thing. So you need to let that go, girl. I don't know. You said you was a college professor. Who in the hell were you teaching? Well, I guess you can open the book up and just read whatever it said out of there, girl. Right. Jay Wilson don't want that pull-up to come by his way. He thought it was hysterical when that boy was threatening me, honey. Right? He thought it was hysterical when Rico was on virtually homeless. That was laughable, right? Everybody's downfall is hysterical. When Kimmy was getting her shit put out, he thought that was hysterical. Apparently, she forgot about it, right? He's had a wonderful time laughing at the misfortune of other people. And then we realized that he's in worse shape than all of them put together, girl. That was huge news. And he ran like a thief in the night. We ain't seen him since. I don't even bother to look over there anymore. She got to come over and say something to it. But I got the tail end yesterday. Somebody sent me over there. And I said, girl, isn't she talking about the same people? Don't she still get a hard on with Tracy's relationship? Oh, I just got to say this. I just got to say this because I met them. Why you got to meet them? To be messy. To get information you can use against them, honey. Sissy. Is Donald J. Wilson? It wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't a closet. Well, the thing with him and Trump, well, he might be a secret Trump supporter. It's not their politics that jive so much. It is their personalities. They're narcissists, right? They don't see past their own selfish interests. They're both narcissists. They have characteristics of a narcissistic personality disorder. You can have that as a rich man. You can have that as a piss poor queen like Jay Wilson. But there are certain aspects of that characteristic that reveal themselves. He gonna tell the people, I was just over there to get your money. Girl, you took all that money from the people. And you think that's something to brag about, Jay Wilson? I told him I was honest. I'm real. I told him I just wanted the money. I ain't got no friends on YouTube. Ain't no friends on YouTube. I don't care nothing about these people. I just want the money. Just give me the. If I gave you nickels and dimes. They were paying her for a minute, just for a minute though, honey. And so Jay Wilson, people said, well, we saw you lose job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, girl. And then we saw that you were relying on YouTube for your income, primarily part of your income, because you're on here 6 hours a day. There's only so many hours a day, in a day, girl. We don't know how you were working a full-time job here and a part-time job there and driving Uber cabs and all this shit, girl. And then we're looking at you for 6 hours a day, right? And then you took away the 6 hours. You've deprived us of the 6 hours of constant content, girl. Because every time you open your mouth, it was something to criticize, girl, right? You have deprived us from that, Jay Wilson. But more than that, you've deprived yourself of the coin, right? Because if you're on 6 times a day, 2 hours each time, girl, 6 hours a day, you were literally on YouTube, Jay Wilson, right? 6 hours a day. So even if it is just a cash app on this channel, maybe a couple of super chats on that channel, whatever, when you added it up, you would still kind of pull $100 at least a day out of YouTube, right? That's $3,000 a month, girl. What happened to that? You ain't getting shit from that. You ain't getting shit from being a chaplain. You ain't getting shit from being a professor, girl. And whatever this damn thing that you say that boy was contacting you on, aren't you aware that Jason still knows where that place is? If he was contacting that place of worship, where they place of employment, where they told him, no, we like him, we think you crazy or whatever, do you think he tore the information up and threw it away, Jay Wilson? That's why you ran, girl, right? That's why you ran. So you say maybe he couldn't be successful, right? I'm uncomfortable. Then people know where I work, right? I don't know why. You done lost every job you ever had, girl. It'd just be another job. When you introduced yourself on this damn channel, you came on saying, I just lost a job. Came on here to chronicle my experience losing a job. Timothy Blank told me to sell my house. He told me to sell my house. You should have done it. You should have taken that advice, Miss Thing. Mm-hmm. Piss poor queen. He is a piss poor queen. That's Jay Wilson, honey. She'll be dragging her ass around here. She's going to be, in the meantime, trying to cultivate another sector where she can try to make a name for herself. It ain't going to happen, girl. People know enough about you, bitch, to know we don't want to be bothered. We don't come around here no more. She's going to try to find another group that she can come in on the ground floor and try to build up because the people don't know her. And she can start begging from them and scamming them and pretending to write books and pretending to take vacations and all of this shit, girl. She can do the same thing she did over there, right? But in the cut, she got to try to stay relevant. You ain't staying relevant, just talking about the bitch ass Donald Trump. We know about Donald Trump, girl. It ain't no fight. There's no fight. He been over 50% since the day he announced, girl. Ain't nobody gonna be the damn nominee but Donald Trump. We already know that, girl. So you ain't doing nothing. And we don't want to hear it from you. If I can hear it from CNN, I don't need to hear it from your ass. Tim, I'm not sure. Do you remember Kim was going to do a reality TV show on BET years ago? I remember that Kim was going to do a reality TV show on BET years ago. No, I don't remember that. Apparently, it got canceled like everything else. Ellen DeGeneres was the woman I was trying to think of earlier. Ellen told her no when she found out about her strict views on the homosexual people, how they shouldn't exist, right? When she was canceled from that, she was also canceled from several other things. So I don't remember what those things were. I don't know if it was a reality show or whatever it was. The person who was on the record with her and got nominated, Burrell, he had to come out and speak against her. And then other celebrity artists had to, not only just because they needed to do that to separate themselves from her, but because they actually believed that she was doing wrong. She was a hateful, nasty, evil woman, honey. And the things she said were unacceptable. This is 2024 now, right? You're not going to have those same talking points that you had in 1954, girl. It's not the same world. I don't think God ever intended for it to be the same world. We still supposed to be back in the goddamn 000, back where somebody else wrote a book. You better wise up, Janet Weiss. She's gonna have her own show called The Runs. Oh, The Runs, honey. Keep on running for my Lord. Hey, because I know. Keep on running. Kim Burrell. Even some of the best singers, at some point, girl, they have to stop because their voice they can't do it anymore. Now, there are a lot of exceptions. A lot of people will sing until their dying day, right? But it seems like if you're playing churches that size at this point, and you can't sing over the voice of somebody in the back behind the mask, girl, that day might be coming on you where you can't sing anymore. So what you gonna do? What are you going to do, girl? You can't go around the country silencing people so they can hear you, honey. You shouldn't have to be. You used to have a strong voice, Miss Thing, right? You told the drummer, don't play so loud. You can't hear me. The organist, everybody's turning everything down so they can hear you. Right? There was a time when it wouldn't bother you. I mean, I don't know how you made it this far, girl, if you're going to be annoyed and bothered by somebody singing in the damn audience. There's always people singing in the audience, girl. Anyway, when did Burrell talk about Kim? Oh, when the controversy happened, honey. You got to go back into your history now and look up the Justin. Put Burrell and Kim Burrell in your search engine, and you'll get the T. This is the information age. We can look up anything, honey. Of course he did. They were both on the same song. The song was so popular, I don't remember where it was from, some movie or something. And they were scheduled to go to Ellen DeGeneres' show. Helen said no. She found out her views that all happened like that. Like it happened in 3 days. Everybody who was working with Kim Burrell pulled out. They had helicopters surrounding her house because she had so many not paparazzi, but reporters around her house trying to get her information. So I don't know if she called the police or somebody else called the police, but there were helicopters all around her building, child. That's the same time that everybody pulled away from her, including Burrell. And I think they got a nomination for, I don't remember the project, to be honest. How you doing, Soul Sister Number One Show? About the Sassy Show. She is funny too. The Sassy Show. She said we all crackheads. She thought, I understand it, honey. I understand the analogy, girl. Where's the beef? We want the beef, honey. Fuck all that bullshit. Fuck all your commentary, Jay Wilson. We want the beef. You ain't got none. Get your ass out of our face. We want to see you be a messy fool. So, because we know everybody's gonna come and knock your head off. right? So come back, Charleston Blue. Jay Wilson, listen, no offense, bro. No offense, bro. Come on back. Let's talk about it. Let's give them something to talk about. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care what nobody say about me. I don't care what nobody say about me. Let them talk. Let them talk. And y'all, don't be sending me don't tell me no information about what they say. I don't care what they say. I was only there for the money. Don't tell nobody. Stop sending me money. They sending me money. They're sending me money to tell me what them people saying. They sending, girl, I get that all the time. And usually the person who wants to tell me some information will send $1 or $2. Stop being over there acting like you getting all these floods of money coming in because people want to hear your voice. It's bullshit, girl. They send $1 or $2. That's only because you know that you'll see the message. That's it. Continue the lying and the hype. They sending me money. Show us the Cash App, girl. Show me the Cash App. I want to see it. I bet it ain't over $5. That's how you trade information on here. Sissy. Let's give them something to talk about. Who was that? Dolly? Oh, the song was Happy? Oh, yeah. Happy. It was a simple song. It was a hit song, man. Burrell. Spelled with a P. Why would Kim be on Happy? She was, is that the song she was on? But it definitely happened, Justin. I don't know why you don't believe it. I can't play the music on here. Let's see. What's his name? PHA. Sometimes they give me Burrell Williams net worth. Burrell Williams Happy. I'm going to Burrell Williams Happy. Burrell Williams Happy official music video for Happy by Burrell. I don't see her getting a credit on that particular song by Burrell Williams and Kim Burrell. Let's put that. And I don't remember a female voice on that song, really. It might have been a different song. And Kim Burrell. Burrell. Okay. Yes, we see Kim Burrell and Pharrell Williams. I See a Victory. Okay, they had a song called I See a Victory. I See a Victory was on Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures was the movie with Taraji P. Henson. There are several videos, images here of Kim Burrell and him. Kim Burrell. I see. Yeah, you got to do this stuff on your own. Oh, yeah. Watch Kim Burrell. Okay. The song was called I See a Victory. It was from the movie Hidden Figures with Octavia Spencer and Taraji P. Henson. Okay, so we got the song wrong. He had a hit song by himself of Happy. I See a Victory. That's it. Forgive me for my research. It don't take hardly nothing, Justin. Pharrell, not Burrell. F-Rel? No, it's spelled with a P. PH. If you can start writing it in there, they gave me the real spelling, but I forget already. Only type with one finger. What are you talking about by typing? Lord have mercy. So Nikki says Justin Tim is old. He typed with one fingers. Give him a break. I type with one finger, baby. Do I got to do it? I type with one finger. 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 If y'all saw the way I have to write my books, you would be exhausted, honey. Because I am dyslexic. And so, yes, I still type with one finger. But if you type with one finger enough, I don't do it on this computer, but on my other thing, your finger just goes through the letters, right? But I have to type it into my computer, copy it into a reader. The reader has to read it back to me what I just wrote, right? I need to make my corrections and then put it back on the computer on Word. So it's a process, but it is certainly doable. If you are dyslexic, you are not stupid. Don't listen to what them people say you. Honey, because the book, when the book is done, it's just done. It just sounds exactly like if you were a PhD. Mm-hmm. But one with some vocabulary, not like Jay Wilson. I'm a published author. I'm on my 9th book. I'm halfway through that one. I can't believe how fast this one's going. I'm on my 9th book. Now, the trick, if you're interested in writing, is to do it every day. That's what I do. As long as I can get in there and get a page in every day, it's a really fast process. You turn out a book every year if you want to. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't know how long it's going to last. There was a period, 3.5 years, I couldn't write nothing. But as long as you do it every day, even if it's just a paragraph, right? And on the days you can't think or whatever, your mind's not working, then just go and use those days for editing. You can always add to and subtract from the story you've already written. Anyway, I'm in chapter 6 now. 6, probably be 12, 13 chapters. That's essentially half of the book. I mean to tell me people are still going to churches. Dark Phoenix, are you rising? You mean to tell me people are still going to churches? Laughable. It's laughable. Well, people love. I go to church every week. We're going every other week now since COVID. A lot of churches are struggling to get back up to the regular numbers. Somebody showed a picture this week of Jake's church being essentially empty. Now, I don't know if that was a Bible study or whatever it was, but they all have to climb back up. They're probably leveling off right about now. But yeah, people always go to church, honey. Right? It's the coming together of communities, in my opinion, and also the reading of the Bible. But you can read the Bible by yourself, honey. You don't need to hear about Paul's letter written to his church thousands of times. This doesn't make any sense. You just want to be there, right? And you want to focus on those scriptures or passages or whatever. I mean, I'm not in ministry, so I can't give you a breakdown of why people go to church, but they always will go, right? The old days, churches are small communities. Then they got up to these big ass mega churches and TV ministries and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars and driving around in $65 million jets and all this kind of stuff. That may come to an end, I suspect, pretty soon, where people are pouring out their money like that, right? Then when the preachers get all the money they can use, they're ready to retire, then they'll come out and tell you that wasn't necessary. That's Old Testament. Oh, now it's Old Testament, huh? You done collected and you done bought yourself 50 apartment buildings, and now it's not necessary. No offense, Benny Hinn. Yes, it was a midweek Bible study. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should probably do his Bible studies in smaller rooms. Whatever, I don't know. I'm an atheist, so I'll pass. You feel compelled to tell people you're an atheist and that you surprised anybody goes to church. You're not surprised, Dark Phoenix. Don't say that. Just tell the truth. You're an atheist. That's it. Mm-hmm. Atheists don't believe in God at all, right? And agnostic, that means there's no proof of God. You couldn't prove it. That doesn't necessarily mean you don't believe in God. You just believe that you'll never be able to prove it. In other words, they're not Bible worshipers. Is that it? Is that the difference, Dark Phoenix? Hey, Queenie, come on. Dark Phoenix, you don't answer? This might be your moment to convert. Does anybody know? I know you know God before everything. Atheist is don't believe in God. Agnostic is you don't believe it can be proven. Is that it? A lot of people say I believe it. I'm spiritual but not religious. That's where I kind of fit. I believe. I know there's a God. I've had experience with the Spirit of God. I think the Spirit is what keeps this whole damn thing animated and moving. Right? The Spirit of God is real. But I don't know about this thing about making the Bible God. I just don't get that part. I never really have. You will be correct. Okay. Well, whether you believe in him or not, that doesn't change anything really for the world. You know, either he is or he isn't. I don't believe that all of this little shit that we do out here, whose dick you're sucking and all that kind of stuff, is going to affect God. I just don't believe it like that. Well, the air we breathe can't be seen either. That's right. That's good. Well, the air we breathe cannot be seen either. Mm-hmm. This is the truth. I think probably the world, the supernatural world is probably bigger than this world. But we can't deny the flesh. We can't deny that a man is different than a woman. I mean, no offense, trans people. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about something had to create a man and a woman, even in the animal kingdom, in order to create life, for its life to keep going forward. Now, I don't know where these people got the idea that that's the only reason people had any value is to make babies. That's not the truth either, right? But it's still a specific creation, a male, right? If I didn't have, well, I don't have any, but if you didn't have teeth, I mean, you couldn't eat food, right? If you didn't have a tongue, you couldn't talk. So I think design is obvious. It had to be designed. Somebody had to come up with the idea of a kidney to cleanse all this bullshit out of us. We put in us. You got to have a penis. You can't have sex without a penis. You got to pee. You got to get rid of the things you don't need in your body. You got to get the other part. You got to let it go. You know. I think y'all need to let it go. Let it go, baby. So I just don't buy. How can you not believe in God at all? I guess some people, if you buy the idea that he's in the book, then I guess God died when the book died. Or when he stopped writing the book, that was the end of him. He's just a story. Hard conversation, hard. People go and study it for years and still don't know anything. Preachers need money. Mm-hmm. George Carlin. Oh, preachers need money? What they need money for? I need to give me a new... You know what? This Rolls Royce is 2 years old. Can the church say, yeah, yeah, yeah? The car is old. Can we get a walk on the aisles? Preachers need money. They don't need excessive money. Yes, the pastor needs to make a living. We understand that, child. Paul made tents. Y'all don't want that part of the Bible. The obsession of money. It is the love of money. It is the love of money which is the root of all evil, honey. That's what turns them into hypocrites. They want more. Oh, we want to have housing for the homeless. We want to have girl. You put 4 or 5 homeless people in some old shack, child, and the rest of the money goes to you. Let's tell the truth. They got that thing. I think that mega church thing is coming to an end. It needs to. It needs to die. That's not a community. Most of you people go to them big ass churches like that. You don't even know anybody in there, child. You go there like you're going to a concert. The Bible is the living word. I hear you, Angie. We ain't got no problem with it, honey. We just want you to believe and trust in our God. If it's the book is part of it, then the book is part of it. There's wonderful things in the Bible. I mean, I can't deny that. Great. I enjoy the scripture reading, whatever. Great stories in there. But is it God? Mm-hmm. It's mostly people. It doesn't even claim to be God. Right? We call ourselves Christians. Well, was Jesus quoting the New Testament? No, that's what they were calling the scripture in those days. The New Testament wasn't part of that. It came after Christ, based on a bunch of letters. Now, how can you go and make a whole damn religion out of a bunch of letters from one preacher? Whatever. Please don't let me go in there. I'll make people hate me. I don't know the answer to that, Justin. They should get a salary. That's it. They should get a salary. That's it. Mm-hmm. Some of them get a parsonage. Many times the houses they live in are owned by the church, like the Catholics do. You know, they have a parsonage, and whoever's the pastor, even if he's the pastor for 1 year or 30 years, he still gets housing there. I don't have a problem with that, and them getting a salary, but I don't think any of that money out of that basket should be going to the pastor outside of his salary, whatever it is, honey. You got to remember these places that they get government money as well. They got all kind of grants and stuff that goes through the churches. So they get more money than we actually are witnessing. And plus, when they travel, they get paid. Mm-hmm. You travel, you go to other churches, you get paid for that. It's not a free thing. Anybody, I mean, you spend the time, you get educated, you develop a vocation. Sure, you should be compensated, but compensated in millions of dollars? No, I don't believe that. Going up here hollering Manasseh Jordan, baby, all that old bullshit, child, people fall on the floor. Then you find out later that they were paid to fall on the floor. They were the cousin of the pastor, all that kind of shit, right? Baby. He walking. Let's just quote a joke. What happened? George Carlin like that. I'm mainly talking to the chat who were in their right mind most of their life. Oh, you trying to read. Oh, Justin says, Nikki B, Uncle Tim doesn't know George. How in the hell would I not know George Carlin? He was a comedian, a white comedian, honey. Damn, it was my generation, not yours. George Carlin like that. I'm mainly talking to the chat who were in their right mind most of their life. Justin, just for the sake of argument, George Carlin was popular long before I started doing drugs. Okay, so if that qualifies as being in your right mind, I was certainly there, honey. As a teenager, George Carlin was a thing, mainly appearing on the Tonight Show or his own personal tours. He was a popular comedian at the time, honey. Does that help you? Since I wasn't in my right mind. You have to be in your right mind when you're a drug dealer. You get knocked in your goddamn head, honey, left in the alley some fucking where. Mm-hmm. You better be in your right mind. People selling you bricks and calling it dope. You better be in your right mind. Mm-hmm. For you have read and act like you didn't know. Child, I have not been a follower of George Carlin. Do you know how many comedians exist on the earth? I don't even watch comedians at all, right? Does that invalidate me as being a stupid person? All these entertainers, what are they? Millions of them, child? Everybody ain't gonna watch all the same stuff, Justin. Right. So if that's your stance, then hell no, I don't know about no damn George Carlin. It was never my cup of tea. We have a troll in the chat. Who is the troll? There's some trolls in this house. Justin, oh, he is he's the resident troll. Justin, you're not going to be famous this way. You have to get your own channel. and spew your brilliant ideas, honey. Trolling don't get you so far, bro. I appreciate the $5 though. Oh, it's only $2 today. I appreciate the $2. Mm-hmm. Why you waste the opportunity to be on Soul Train? Oh, you've been around a long time, man. I went to Soul Train. I was there several times, honey. I had friends that were regular dancers on there. But when I got on the dance floor, baby, it just wasn't there. So there was not going to be a camera focused on me. There were other people in there dancing too, you know. They had their celebrity dancers, but there are other people there dancing as well. I would fit into that number. I don't think I ever saw my face on a TV screen though. I'm not a big dancer, particularly at that time. I was a young boy. I hadn't even learned how to move my hips yet. When I was in there, I had to be 19 and 20. You ain't got it, baby. Don't compete where you don't compare. I couldn't be falling on my head and all that kind of break dance. I better broke my ass. Mm-hmm. What years do you remember the dates? They're all on YouTube. So, Justin, we're encouraging you. It doesn't take all that much, man. Sit down at your desk and create yourself a channel. Now, I got to criticize some of these people with some of these avatars too. Put your best foot forward if you feel that you must be behind an avatar. It's going to be hard to build a channel behind an avatar, though. But if you're going to have a picture on there, put your best foot forward. Some of these avatars is pitiful. I said, girl, you mean to tell me out of all the pictures of yourself that are available online, offline, in your scrapbooks, you couldn't find one picture better than that? Right. And go and then start you a page, man. You couldn't do no worse than Jay Wilson. 400 or 500, you know. Years do you? I asked you about the date because I want to watch you on Soul Train. No, I never appeared on the camera at Soul Train. I went and I danced on Soul Train with my friends, but I was never up front because I couldn't dance. Those people were serious dancers, honey. But they had Jody Watley and her, what was her partner's name? I forget now. Jody and her partner. Well, those were real dancers. Jermaine Stewart, he was a real dancer long before he started singing. The big guy, break dancing. Remember they had the robot. I didn't put it. I didn't even try to get in front of the camera. That would be stupid. I'd make a fool of myself. I met some good people on there though. I know a lot of people. They do they do full wide shots. If you were dancing somewhere on the floor on the camera, I told you I wasn't on the camera, Justin. I couldn't dance, honey. And what is this? Are you saying I'm lying? Baby, you got the wrong channel. I don't gotta lie about shit. I don't benefit in any way that I was in the studio when they filmed Soul Train. Girl, that ain't nothing. Anybody who has some clothes can get Soul Train. All you do is line up, honey, and when you're gonna get paid, you get paid 2 pieces of chicken, and you get a biscuit and coleslaw. That was the pay. That was it, honey. You putting too much on it, baby. Way too much on it. We can come with your chat like you do, Uncle Tim. Yes. Get you a channel, man. I'm gonna keep saying it from now on. Where's the channel at, child? I give up because Uncle Tim isn't comprehending what I'm asking. Sorry, excuse me. You gave up. Give it up. Ain't no use. You couldn't help yourself if you wanted to. You're hung up, no doubt. You're so in love with me. For you, there's no way out. Cause deeper and deeper in love with us, you're falling, yeah. Hi, OG Beauty. Hi, OG Beauty. What's going on? Tender lips of love keep calling, eager and eager, yeah. I feel your. Let me calm down. The wrong song. Atlanta, but I'm still on camera because wait a minute, I wasn't on the floor during ATL, but I'm still on camera because they they take wide shots to show the whole floor. So you are correct and I am incorrect, Justin. So you want to determine my life and my experience from damn near 50 years ago. What was it? 40 some years ago, child? Were you there, Justin? You think Uncle Tim? Oh, he lied. He also. If I want to lie about entertainment, Justin, there are so many other places to do that. Other ways to get some clout, child. That's not clout. Dancing on the floor on Soul Train. That's not really a big thing, child. All you had to do, go down there on Saturday, and you sign up, right? And they'll come through the audience based on what you have on, and they'll pick some people to come and fill the floor up. Then they have all their real dancers will step to the front of the line. Damn. You want me to prove? How can you prove? I was on ATL. I was on ATL. Was that another smash? What about Mr. Screaming yodeling power bottom Jay Wilson? Jay Wilson's over there telling y'all how he don't need y'all yesterday. He moving on to more important things. This is important. What I'm doing. This is what I'm changing lives. The nigga actually said he was changing lives. Jay Wilson, we're primarily black people. We're all Democrats, girl. We're all Democrats. We're all going to vote on the Democratic ticket. So you ain't doing shit. I don't know why you think you're over there because you talk about Donald Trump that you are changing lives. You're not changing shit, girl. You're trying to find a new angle because you got ran off of the beef sector, girl. And that's going to follow you. It's going to follow you all the rest of your days on this planet, right? It's a brand new world, baby. And because you were such a vulgar, ignorant, stupid person over here, girl, right? You got what? Ooh, baby, what went around? It came around. They put them down. Now you're the clown. Only problem is a lot of us don't really need the money, Jay Wilson. It was always obvious that you needed to be here. That's why you were on 6 times a day, girl. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. Many times you were on 5 and 6 times a day. You were definitely on 6 hours every day, right? Because you needed the money. You keep telling you need. We didn't need you. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. Now you ain't got no home, Jay Wilson. Since you keep saying that you're not in the beef sector, although those are the only people you know, the only names you can use. You keep saying you're not a part of us, girl. So why are you running your mouth? We don't need you to tell us no more about why you had to go into a higher plane and how you don't feel all that gossiping and all this other shit, girl. The stuff that made you and paid your bills, girl, for the last 5 years, right? Is Mark really gone? One is the loneliest number that you ever heard. Number one is the loneliest number one. Are you alone now, Jay Wilson? Right? Or you said you got another one. How'd you do that? Mark drops your ass, and what next week you got a new partner? I got a partner. Where's your partner? You ain't got no partner. I got a partner. Jay Wilson, this will be the benediction. I've been over an hour. How can y'all mend? Oh yeah, a broken man. Somebody tell me, how can a loser ever win? Baby, baby, how can you stop that old sun from shining and help me live again? La, 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 la. I can still feel the breeze. All right, people. Thanks for coming in on today. Y'all excuse Justin. He's working on his new show. We're gonna be the first ones to appear, ask a few questions. Later, people.